Let's make some potato soup from items that I have in my pantry and in my fridge. We're going to start with some butter. We're going to get that melted. We're going to add just a little bit of onion. I won't be using this whole entire bag. It is my frozen diced onions. Of course, you can use fresh, whatever you have on hand. I'm going to get these sauteed up together. I really do want to cook down some of that onion flavor. I have roasted garlic that I keep in olive oil that I have in the fridge. Roasted garlic is one of the best seasonings to add when you really don't want a super pungent bite of garlic. It adds great flavor, but it isn't super strong. I'm going to add a little bit of garlic powder and onion powder. And then I'll let that cook for just a little bit before adding my flour, a couple tablespoons of flour. And you're going to get that cooked so that your flour doesn't have a raw taste to it, maybe but a minute or two. And then you're going to add some stock. Chicken stock would work really great here. I don't have any in the smaller pint jars, so I'm just going to use some turkey stock. I have found that it really does work well as a substitute for chicken stock. I'll get that added in. That flour is going to help thicken our potato soup. I like a very creamy type of potato soup, and I don't like super large chunks of potatoes. I will mash down some of those larger chunk potatoes later down the road. You'll see me do that once I get these cooked down a little bit. I absolutely love making potato soup from my home canned potatoes. It really saves on any step, of course, of having to peel, cook, chop, all of that. I just open my jar and add into my pot. Of course, you need salt and pepper. Put the lid on, let it simmer for quite some time. I have it at a very low simmer, just under a boil really. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to mash up those potatoes to whatever consistency you like the best. I want some bites of potato in there, but I just don't want them really big. Definitely add in some cheese. I'm using some leftover cubed cheese that we had for the Super Bowl. We had a charcuterie board, and so I'm just putting that in there. It's a mix of cheddar, white sharp cheddar, and Monterey Jack. Those will be just fine. I'm going to throw in a splash of heavy cream. One, of course, it makes it creamier. It lightens up the color a little bit, but it will add to that creamy, thick texture that we're looking for. Lastly, now we're going to get this plated up, or rather in a bowl. This made such a quick, delicious lunch on a very cold and rainy day. Absolutely loved it. Ended up having the rest as leftovers the next day for lunch. Of course, you have to top with some cheese. I am using the real crumble bacon from Sam's Club. Not my favorite choice. If I wasn't in a hurry, if maybe I was able to think a little bit ahead of time, I would have cooked my own bacon to add on top, but in a pinch, in this type of scenario, works fine. And then I added some of the green onions there on top, and I had a wonderful lunch.